Hi. I would like to start this review with a story.
And now it's time for another childhood memory with Pushing Up Roses. When I was a kid, going to the town carnival was a family tradition. Man, I loved the carnival. Then one day I saw a haunted funhouse that had, I swear to God, illustrations of aliens dismembering a bunch of human beings. It was graphic. I think there was a decapitated head and the aliens were trying to connect people's arms back together, and ever since that day, carnivals have been hellspawn. The end. This has been another childhood memory with Pushing Up Roses.
Bad Day on the Midway is a game about having a really bad day on the Midway.
This game was written by avant-garde musical group The Residents. They have eyeballs for heads, highly atypical compared to most noggins. I like The Residents though, their videos especially. This is just my opinion, man, but I always found The Residents evocative. I think some people would find their work pretentious, but I find it very effective. The game was published by Inkscape, a company known for their experimental titles, and designed by artist Jim Ludka. And the design is by far the most uneasy, weird thing I have ever seen in a video game.
That's good, Timmy. I can tell that you're a fine young man.
Those mouths, man. How fitting for a carnival, something people have been depicting as eerie for centuries. Usage of the real mouths seems inspired by Clutch Cargo, an animated television series from the late 1950s that used something called Synchrovox.
Do you really have days and nights that are 6 months long, Mr. Snowshoe?
Ogle, ogle.
Well, that's just slightly insolent, isn't it?
Ogle, ogle to you, Snowshoe.
Anyway, Synchrovox is a filming practice that involves combining still images with moving images to superimpose human mouths onto the cartoon characters. It was used a lot in 1950s commercials to make it look like animals have human mouths.
Isn't this creepy? This is an example of Synchrovox. Isn't it weird?
The design for this game is unlike anything I've ever seen. The setting, the atmosphere, the characters, the storytelling, I've never come across something so unusual. There are no save states and you are being timed. The main mechanic here is discovery. You wander around figuring out the stories of the Midway and its inhabitants, most of which are highly tragic and often depicted by collage-esque animations.
When Daddy disappeared, my mama started drinking, and she ran a stop sign and cracked up our Lincoln. She was killed in the crash, and also my legs got all chewed up, just like scrambled eggs.
You can play as most of the characters you come across by clicking the eyeball on them. The crystal ball will then display which character you're playing as. You can die in this game before the timer runs out, or you can simply get stuck and wait for the game to end without figuring out anything at all. It is extremely experimental and combines multiple mediums to create, well, something I find pretty unorthodox, which is perhaps why I'm attracted to it.
The early bird is the best teacher.
I wish I were big. You can get a good ending or a bad ending, but the good ending is not really all that good. It involves this.
You can't kill the government.
I wasn't really interested in this game when I first ran across it. I was actually more interested in The Dark Eye, which is another title by Inkscape and is based on the works of Edgar Allan Poe. I just happened to read about Bad Day while I was researching The Dark Eye, and the carnival setting immediately reminded me of the carnival level in Sanitarium and the music video for I Stay Away by Alice in Chains, both things I really adore, and that feeling of reminiscence just begged me to give it a shot. My very first playthrough can pretty much be summed up by me continually exclaiming, "What the fuck am I doing? What is going on? What is this thing? What is this thing? What is this thing? What do I do?" I actually went online after my first playthrough and read the Wikipedia article for the game. After reading about all the characters, I decided to give it another go, and actually found myself really enjoying it. Timmy is who you begin the game with.
Timmy!
He's just a little boy, and I found his character represents innocence. He's enamored with everything at the Midway, and you can tell just by reading the text below, which show each character's thoughts, how ignorant he is to the misfortunes of the world.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Timmy. Are you from Texas?
You also have Ted, the serial killer, whose mother is a sideshow freak.
Childhood is a terrible thing, Timmy.
And can kill the other adult characters you play as, ending the game, with the exception of Timmy, who is safe from all evil. There's Dixie, who wanted to be a country western singer, but now co-owns the Midway with her comatose husband Ike.
Timmy, I ain't one to complain, but I done seen some hard times, honey. I'll tell you that for sure.
Dagmar, the tattooed seductress who goes around with her 2 Dobermans.
Hiya, big boy.
Yeah, I like that character. Otto, who runs the rat racing attraction with Oscar the Rat.
I said, go away, kid! Get out of here!
The IRS man who loves his government a little too much, and Jocko, a mysterious character whose intentions can be revealed based on what you find in the game.
Along with the visual storytelling, the characters are also really interesting, even though they're also incredibly depressing.
The voice acting is intentionally exaggerated, which makes the game even more daunting for me. There's also some heavy political commentary there, as symbolized by a few of the Midway attractions.
Why don't you come in and pop off a few commies?
It's actually really uncomfortable. Besides a booth where guests can shoot communist leaders, there's also a ride that showcases various forms of torture and a war-themed merry-go-round. I constantly felt perturbed the whole time I played this game, and you know what? I was living for it. I really like this title. I've never seen designs in a game like this before Bad Day, and I've not discovered anything like it since. It's definitely an oddity, and much like beer, an acquired taste. Now, this obviously is not going to be for everyone. I mean, I shouldn't even really have to say that based on the previous things I stated in this review, but I feel like some people may find this game rather ostentatious. Personally, I like the style, and I feel like it achieves its goal of being a really artistic game without coming across as trying too hard. It's not a traditional fun-style game, so if that's what churns your butter, this is not going to do it for you. In fact, I can see many people absolutely loathing this game, but if you're in the mood for something unnerving, this will satiate that. I like it when a game instills a sense of fear in me. It really keeps the blood flowing, doesn't it? For those interested, you may have a little bit of a hard time finding this one. It's fairly rare, and the copies I have been able to find are pricey, but it's not impossible if you just keep an eye out. Now, if you'll all excuse me, I really need to find proof of that damned haunted house with the images of the aliens I swear I saw as a kid. I swear I saw it. You guys believe me, right? God damn these carnivals and their weird carnival stuff. I'm gonna be Googling this shit for the rest of my life, trying to find pictures or stories or just anything. Hey everyone, thank you for watching my review of Bad Day on the Midway. If any of you guys find any pictures of that carnival haunted house I was talking about, then please send them my way. I got me a Twitter, a Facebook, a Patreon, and other videos and all that stuff and the like, so go ahead and check it out. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.